bartenders 20%, no droids, no bounty hunters, no Raylos, no Ray Nobodies, none of that of any kind. We don't do that here, no drama, especially if it's caused by females. I'm too old for that shit. I think we all are. If you're over the age of 21, you should be. Harry high school bullshit has no place in the fandom and amongst adults. Gossip, lies, dragging private shit out, and then telling people they don't have a right to speak up about it because they're not involved. You know, the moment you put something out there in public, everybody's involved. Okay, I mean, that's just, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. You put something on Twitter, you might as well be on Fifth Avenue in New York City with a megaphone. Anyway, I'll talk about the Warner Discovery merger in a minute. I want to talk a little bit more about just the behavior of females right now in general. Women that are younger than me, women in general, because there are women that are older than me that act like this too. First off, the world doesn't revolve around you, okay? Because you have a vagina, okay? It's, Second of all, I know it's very difficult in this day and age for a woman to act like a dignified lady. Far be it from me to say anything. Please hit the like button too, please, please. Far be it from me to say anything about that, because I have a temper. I can be very uncouth, and I drop F-bombs and say all kinds of things I probably shouldn't. My language is rough. Okay. It's, just, I think, kind of the way I kind of A, grew up, B, it's just the attitude that, some people do need to hear the blunt truth with the blunt language. And, if you have a horse step on your foot and you're not wearing boots and she won't get off of it and you're not dropping F-bombs, you have all the control of Master Yoda, okay? Because that fucking hurts, all right? That really hurts. If you get a fish hook caught in your thumb and you're not dropping F-bombs, that fucking hurts, okay? Howdy, Mad Piranha. But when I talk about female dignity, I talk about you can be perceived as a hard ass. I know I am. I know there are people out there there are guys out there that are scared of me, and that's, be scared. I don't really care. I'm not here to scare you, but, I'll let you know if you piss me off, okay? That's just who I am. Might even be my Viking ancestry coming up on there. But anyway, but here's the deal. Hey, gingerbread man, you can't, sit there with the high-pitched squeaky voice. There's no way I could do that voice. And bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch about something somebody did. Put things out there publicly. Drag other people who had nothing to do with it in. Make allies of other attention-seeking females who don't have any dignity whatsoever or classy tendencies, and then expect the rest of us to go, oh, you're right. Because I know how the female mind works. I have been the victim of women like this. I know how it works. You can't expect me, when I see your hair colored the color of Tampa Bay Buccaneers red, which is not a color found in nature on a human head, by the way. Hey, Senator Dave, and expect me to go, oh, wow, she's got everything together. No. Okay, no. You can't expect me, after listening to what some of the guys have been saying, go, wow, here's the deal. We have a goose outside. I would rather hang out with the guys. Hey, Vader Fanatic, I would rather you know, talk with the guys. And the reason simply is this. When you start getting into to the women's shit, and it usually is shit, that you start getting clicks and they decide they don't like this person because her hair is blonde. Hey, Jeremy, her hair is blonde. Or she's skinny. Or all the guys like her because she's pretty. And, or, you have a group of girls and some of them are pretty, but they're jealous of one who's getting slightly more attention. So they all have to, you know, put her in a corner and cause trouble for her. Gossip and the Whisper Network and all the rest of that fucking shit. I'm 52 years old. Okay? I used to be a military wife, and I've seen it there too. Okay? I've seen it in other fandoms. High school. I would think that we are out of high school, that this behavior should not be part of our way of being, but apparently it's not. And a grown-up woman over the age of 20 should think better of herself than doing what some have been doing. Okay? All right? Causing trouble for the guys, attacking guys that are personal friends of mine, lying about them, making ultimatums, causing, putting private DMs out there because you want to wave the flag of victimhood. You want my respect? Stop being a fucking victim. The only person in this issue that is causing the trouble is you. It's the person you see in the mirror every day. Okay? It's true. And a lot of women just can't deal with that and, whatever. I mean, but I've seen a lot of true colors coming out. What's going on, and I've been listening to other people talk about it, is nothing short of canceling, just like the SJWs are doing. Trying to cancel one guy, trying to cancel somebody else, trying to cancel an entire channel. Because of what? All right. Look, my voice isn't everybody's cup of tea. I am not sitting around begging to go on a big channel. Why? I have my own thing. If they want me to come on, they'll say, hey, Steph, you want to come on? And I'll think about it, and I will. I don't have any ambitions beyond 2,000 subscribers for this. That's it. That's what I want. I'm not making any money on this. I don't do this because does it look like we're starving? Does it look, I don't care about the attention. And I think that women who are craving attention really are lacking something in their lives, especially craving attention on the internet and looking for clout. It's like, what? Why are you doing this? Why? And, they're not mature. They're not grown up. High-pitched squeaky voices and making up stories about people and getting all upset and jumping on a cancellation bandwagon. And they wonder, why people who don't have any dog in the fight like me want to jump in and say, cut it the fuck out. Because cut it the fuck out. Just do it, okay? If you don't want me to look at you like Nancy Pelosi or Chrissy Teigen or, a plethora of psychotic SJW bitches, then stop fucking acting like it. All right, because you're acting like them. And I've made it my mission in life to go after women like that. And the reason simply is this. They give the rest of us a bad name. There's a reason why Rush Limbaugh came up with the word feminazi. Do you want to be called a feminazi? Do you like that? You're a victim of what? Internet cloud hopping? You're looking for social currency, so you stomp on other people? Bitching that your subs have stagnated? And not being able to change your delivery because whatever. You know, unlike you guys, I can't fix this. This is my voice. This is what, after everything that happened, I got stuck with. So I do the best I can. But there are other people out there who are bitching and moaning and all the rest of this who could easily, easily jump in and do something different on their channels. Learn, take classes where you actually learn how to speak. All right, you know, and the props that people use, like horse equestrian implements. When I see something like that being used, I own a horse. I know what that is. The riding crop. You don't use it to hurt the horse. It's called a riding aid, AID, aid. And if you're dressage riding in the bat, call it a bat. It's a good long bat. It's light. You tap them. It's a light tap. The only time I've ever seen anybody do a real good whack on a horse's butt is with the riding crop in a race, and where the jockey smacks them, either on the shoulder or the whalebone on the butt. It doesn't hurt them. But when I see someone who's never ridden on a horse, and I think God never will because I'd be afraid for the horse, walking around, starting around with that, it pisses me off. Thanks, Mazaris. Thanks. Mazaris is here with the good news. So please get rid of the crops. Work on being a better person and stop putting all this shit in public and stop lying. Stop manipulating people. Okay? I really hate that. This Harry High School bullshit needs to stop. I just listened to a 2.5 hour stream that broke my heart. Okay? Again, stop making shit up. There's, a lot going on. I thought we were all here to help save the culture, to do what is necessary to fix what's broken, or to be part of that. Instead, I'm watching two guys, or one guy, no, actually 3 guys get attacked by females who have no absolute clue beyond trying to get attention. And it's bullshit. This is bullshit. This is, all right, first off, all right, this is the last thing I'm going to say. You're not victims. You're not victims. Question. Little question in the house. Anybody think I take any shit from anybody? Do ya? You know I don't. Somebody yells at me, they're going to walk away wishing they hadn't. Okay, I don't tolerate bullshit. Okay. Everybody's an equal to me. Everybody. All right, I don't care who they are. Well, I don't take bullshit from him either, even though Kojak does apparently like climbing on my lap. And he weighs over 100 pounds now. I sure as hell don't take bullshit from the mayor because she weighs 1,200 pounds. And, my husband and I, we do what we do, okay? If there's a tiff, we work it out. It's quick, it's gone. Okay, that's how you do things. If I have a problem with somebody in the fandom, you'll never know it. You'll never know it because I don't say anything. Well, I have said things, but it wasn't out of the fact that I wanted to be looked at as a victim. I don't like bullies. I can't help this. If you're gonna mock me for this, you better know that's I will get triggered by that. When you go through a traumatic experience like I have, and you've lived with it for what? This happened in 1987. It's almost 30 years now. 87 to 80, 97, 97 to 2007. Yeah, it's on its way to being 25 years. My voice has been like this. My voice has been like this longer now than my voice is normal. All right, by a long shot, because I was 19 when this happened. I don't like people making fun of that. Okay, I was bullied in high school and in grade school, and I don't like that, and I will fight back. It's not because I'm a victim. It's just, in my opinion, bullies need to suffer. They need to suffer. I don't care, I'm not empathetic towards that at all. But I'm not a victim, but I will fight back. And victims don't sit and do 4 hour long screeds on YouTube or 3,000 tweet essays on, well, poor them. I don't, look, like I said before, I don't ask to go on other channels. And I won't. I mean, I did a couple of times a while back, but I won't anymore because I got my own thing. I do my own thing. And, and that's fine. Just do your own thing. Ultimately, this is selfish because it's hurting the fandom. You're making everybody look bad. As women, I know you don't get it. I do get it. As a woman, I do get it. Okay. I have seen, if you're trying to play a political game, at least two of you are so stupid. Well, if I get asked, I would, but I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to beg. All right. I don't want to do that. I got my own thing. Everything's going, growing slowly but surely. And that's fine. Every once in a while, I'll have 2 new subscribers or 10 more subscribers. And that's slowly but surely, the little engine that could. And that's fine. I'm not asking, to be as big as the quartering. I would literally have to shut this channel down and restart it. Okay, that's what I would have to do. And there's no fucking way in hell I'm going to do that. Oh, great, Jeremy. That's cool. Well, if Coach and Nick do Poppins and I'm awake, I'll do it. Yeah, actual bullies. And, I just went through that. I just went through that, over somebody else. And you guys remember that. Yeah, basically when someone does shit like that, they want attention. They're sad, they want attention. But the thing that I'm talking about is being smarmy, being a crybaby, being, a victim because you can't get on this thing that you think you should belong to. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't think anybody involved on the other side should have to deal with this shit at all. The only victim here are the guys being attacked, and they're not gonna say anything. And then other people telling, people who have spoken up that they didn't have a right to say anything. It's like, what? You made this public. Chica check with the warning colored hair. Again, we'll go back to female dignity. A truly dignified woman who is confident in herself. If any of this is true, and I don't believe it is, and I do believe that sometimes certain kinds of people do cause people to react badly after the 50th time of bothering them about something, and then it just breaks. Hey, Troy, it just breaks like that, and then the person being bugged reacts. Guess what? That's normal. That's normal behavior. It doesn't bother me at all. And I don't blame the person who reacted. Okay, I do blame the person who's like, why can't I? Why can't I? Why can't I? How old are you? 10? What are you? How, you know, I thought, some of us are are 40 years old now. I mean, when I was 40 years old, we were living in Tampa. I was a military wife, just chugging along. Okay, this shit is so far above my head, I can't even. And my sympathy isn't with the people causing the trouble because you keep this shit private, okay? I know enough about this to know that the guys were right, okay? I'm sorry. The guys were right, all right? And if you want me as a woman to be sympathetic, you lost me. I mean, not that I ever probably would have been sympathetic anyway, because I need more information. If all I get is whining, bitching, screaming from somebody who thinks far more of herself than she should, and then her little minions come running, I'm sorry, you lost me. I will, ask Mazurs, I will go to the ends of the earth for my friends. I have been on the shit end of the stick for defending them, Craig. Okay? And I don't mind that. And I will to my last breath. And the reason is this. In this day and age, women get away with too much. All right? You get away with too much. And I'm sorry, as a woman, you're not going to get away with it with me. Because I've seen it before. I've seen it before. All right? Here's my advice. I would make a public statement, say I said too much. I shouldn't have put those DMs out there in public. Hey, Dave, and I would say I'm not going to speak of this in public again, because ultimately the person that gets hurt is you, not the guy you're torturing, because that's what you're doing. It's you. Okay? It's you. And in this day and age, women get away with too much. But then you look at what's going on with Chrissy Teigen. She's getting canceled for her bullshit, which is good because she deserves it. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up and find your adulthood. All right. If you're at the age of 40 and you're still playing Harry High School bullshit, I don't have anything to say. You guys, you ladies have started your own goddamn cliques. We're adults. This has absolutely no place for cliques at all. You and your little drama network, your little gossip network, cause a lot of trouble for smaller channels. Grow the fuck up. Stop being social climbing parasites too. All right? Just stop it. We're here for one reason, as far as I'm concerned. And we're winning right now. But of course, we have to talk about you and not about the news. Okay? Now, when Jesse Miller said something about they don't have enough to talk about, that's why they're doing this, I have agree with him. With last year with the lockdown and no movies coming out, etc. Hey, Mexican Iron Man, how you doing, man? Thank you. I agree with him on that. But I also think that the people in question that are doing this have always been doing this. Okay? Have always been doing this. Because that's what they do. Okay. You want to know why I hang out with the boys? It's because, and this is a rule. This is what women do. If I get when I'll give you an example. Dinner at La Halle in New York City. I made the reservations. We are taking a woman out to dinner, out to lunch. La Halle is a French restaurant. La Halle is one of the most beautiful restaurants in New York. You know, there we ordered beautiful bottles of wine, had lovely light lunch. She was not appreciative. I got up to use the ladies' room. I get back, we in there. It was awkward and weird because the woman was white trash to begin with and didn't understand what we were doing in this beautiful fine dining restaurant. I thought I was doing something nice for her, by the way. We get out. I left with my clique. She left with her clique. And because they had to get ready for something, we had to go back to the hotel to get ready for something. And for the same thing, because we were doing a meet and greet that night. And all of a sudden, I get bombarded with, you should have heard what she said about you, blah, blah, blah. This is after I flew across from Honolulu, Hawaii to New York City. I set everything up, that luncheon, the meet and greet. Okay, if it wasn't for me, those bitches would not have gotten any of this done. Because the first job I did in DC was I planned events for our program because I was working for a nonprofit. And I was ahead of the budget. I had to plan the catering. I had to do all that shit. I was so confused and hurt. Okay, so if you're sitting there wondering, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, that light's going out now. I was so confused and hurt by all of this that I you know, but the reason why was because she was frumpy, she was fat, she wanted to be the queen bee. I don't know why she thought I was trying to take away her queen bee-ness, but I was in the best shape of my life. I mean, I got mistaken for a model with all these women several times and it really pissed them off. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Wear a bag over my head? Wear a fat suit so you all feel better about yourselves? But that's what women do. And it doesn't matter if the women are skinny and beautiful, if they're not getting the attention they think they deserve, they will attack a woman they think is a rival. This is hairy high school bullshit in adulthood. This is why when the people who are responsible for this are going on, I have seen them do that to other women. And I have seen them do that to me. Okay? And I don't trust them. I don't want to, I don't, you're trying to be nice and what, if you give them like a super chat, they're just going to oh, thank you. And meanwhile, fuck you, oh, cool. Awesome Mexican Iron Man. I love it. And it's like, I'm done. These women sit around and they, and I'm going to say this again. You're acting like a bunch of SJWs. Maybe you'd be better off at Project Stardust whining about how men won't let you in. All right, because you're acting like Meg, Stardust Meg. Do you like that? Does that feel good? Does that, in a stream what? Laughing and mocking about pedophilia? Or, no, attacking, saying something shitty about Zack Snyder's daughter? I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder, but you fucking stop it. Because that's gross. It's immature. And if, honest to God, there are some women who think behaving that way is going to get guys to enjoy their company. And it's not. I mean, when a guy says something callous and kind of, I just laugh. And then I'll say something just as callous and gross. But it fits in the moment. But bringing up suicides, pedophilia, and joking about it is not funny. And it's not a joke that a woman should really put out there. You know, when I did my videos about James Gunn, I meant it. I was pissed. First off, as a Catholic, I'm in, by the way, Mexican Iron Man, I'm in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, so, you know, first off, pedophilia isn't funny. Second of all, I'm Catholic. And what he was doing was bigoted on steroids towards the church. Ignorant, stupid shit. And I was livid. I was livid. Okay? None of that is funny. Second of all, making DMs public, dragging other people in, names that don't even belong there, lying, and then dragging someone in who has literally, everywhere she goes, causes drama. And she's lied about people, made demands and ultimatums towards friends of mine, people I would go to war with, guys that I consider brothers. Okay. And I'm supposed to go, oh, you poor thing. You poor thing. No. Fuck no. You want to be treated like an equal, then bloody hell, act like it. You aren't special because you're a female. And if you're not getting what you want, that's on you. Okay. Create something. Be classy. Okay. Far be it from me to say be classy, but hey, you know, I am sick to death because I heard something went on yesterday for hours on Twitter. And I was like, can we finally get over this? Can we finally move on? Can we finally get something to stop this? And meanwhile, let's go to the other subject, the main subject. So, AT&T is basically a part of merging Warner Brothers with Discovery. And according to Mike Sutton, Walter Hamada, Sarnoff, and the other dude are all leaving. This is a win. We should be talking about that. This is a win. We've got pretty good evidence that Kathleen Kennedy's on her way out the door at Lucasfilm. Pablo Hidalgo has suddenly decided to turn a new leaf and be nice on Twitter to people. Of course, he still has his secret account where he probably attacks all the people asking him questions, but he's nice to them in public. So fucking disingenuous. But still, the worm has turned, and we should be talking about that. But no, but here we are, talking about 2 or 3 women who have decided to cause a massive amount of drama and shit. All right? 2 women who are, you know, I wouldn't cross the street for. And Mazurus knows at least one, and the reason why, because he was in that chat that day. And oh boy, did I let her have it. You know, I am sick to death of people just assuming shit or acting like they can do something and then get all shocked and confused because the person they were hitting on was disgusted, grossed out, and you know. Oh, I took care of that. Oh, I took care of that big time. I'm not tolerating any of this shit anymore. And it's always the goddamn women, you know. And then dragging in women who aren't part of the drama. I love your mom. That's cool, Chris. Well, you guys all know why I quit Twitter. It's because of what they did to the president. It's like, look, if you're going to ban President Trump and not allow the president of the United States to have free speech, then quietly go fuck yourself. Okay? If Twitter is a private company then bakeries in Colorado don't have to bake cakes for gay couples because they're a private business. How's that? Oh yeah, I'm very optimistic. I think I've said this before, and I've said this again. I really think that John Favreau, in that the guys that are my age, about 52, 53, they're about the age, and I don't put J.J. Abrams into that because he's such a are the future of the film industry. They are truly the next big directors, big producers, etc. And the reason why is because they can tell stories. The Mandalorian is a very simple tale, but so is Star Wars, the original movie, if you think about it. Big, big fight. Princess gets captured by Dark Knight. The heralds, the droids, show up on a desolate desert planet with binary suns. They get picked up by little barbarians. They get bought from the barbarians by a human. The human's nephew is longing to get away from that desolate planet and get off the farm. And the droids are carrying a secret. Young human discovers the secret, tries to figure out what he can do. Little droid runs away to find the hermit, aka the wizard, the sorcerer that the message he carried was for, etc., etc. Oh, cool, Chris. I wish I could have met her. Southern speak. It's really funny. Mexican Iron Man. When I was living in Virginia, I started doing that, and it was Northern Virginia too. So it's pretty much an even non-accent place. And I worked for a Texas congressman. I worked for Dick Armey, and I'll start talking like this, that Texas accent sometimes. So that was pretty funny. I would do y'alls and all the rest of that stuff. And if I go back to Wisconsin, my state where I grew up, I'll start talking like upper Midwestern woman, oh, the Packers, and it's really kind of funny. But my accent comes back. It's sympathetic. I just accents are funny, but I gotta say, man, it's really, yep, yep, Armey, actually, Army. House Majority Leader, la la la, good man, hard ass. He's retired now. Of course, he's been retired for years, and just living the life. So, it, but yeah, I mean, you start, like, my oldest brother Bill lived in California for decades. He'd come home and he sounded like, a surfer dude. Oh, Boston. Yeah, I lived in Wellesley for a while too. My sister, I was helping her. She had gotten divorced. She has a special needs kid, and it she needed help, and I had just graduated from college. We'd gone on a trip, all of us girls together, to Britain, the UK, and Ireland, and I went right out to Boston and helped her, got a job, and helped her with the kids. And I never got the accent. I never got the accent. I couldn't, do it. It was, you know, but Yeah, I never ever got the accent. It was pretty. I got it. I think I might. Lorena Creel is a pretty cool person, and I love her take on the business end of this. Like we were listening yesterday before Mike Sutton showed up on Midnight's Edge and kind of put everybody's hair back when he said basically Hamida, Sarnoff are leaving too, which I think I heard champagne corks popping and fireworks going off and all the rest of that shit because I was live and I'm like, what? I like the see. Here's the deal. This is the thing that people in the fandom menace are now finally realizing, and I'm talking about Yellow Flash. I think Jeremy Hambley has always had that idea, but a lot of people are already realizing that money drives everything. Yeah, Batfleck. Yeah, it's good for Star Wars. All of this is because if those guys are leaving because they're such SJWs, it shows that the guys that actually run the businesses, the Chapeks, for instance, and the other guys that are in that position, are done with the social justice bullshit. Look at what happened to the Academy Awards. Look at the fact that NBC will not now have the Golden Globes on. That's huge. That is huge. That says the audience is sick and tired of having a bunch of overpaid jackasses telling them what they should and shouldn't think. And, that's the truth. I don't know, really, I don't know anybody who wants to watch that shit. I don't want to watch this shit. I really, really, really don't. I mean, I don't have anything at all to, I don't have any reason to. Well, John 42. John Campea is trying to oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're right, Mexican Iron Man. I mean, you know, if it hadn't been for COVID, but again, if it hadn't been for COVID, a lot of the stuff we're seeing, Hamida leaving, Sarnoff looking to leave, the stuff with Kennedy might not be happening as fast as it is. Okay, these companies are moving a lot faster than I would have thought. And now you're seeing, Pablo Hidalgo trying to treat people decently and with respect. I'm like, come on, I, I come from the world of, and gas prices are through the roof, of course, but, you know, but that's neither here nor there. It all goes back to money. It all goes back to the guys at the top looking at the numbers and going, and looking like Bob Chapek seeing the reaction to Kathleen Kennedy's Oscar video. Bob Iger seeing that. I'm going to say this, and I've said this before, you guys have heard me say it, but for the people who haven't, hey Mags, when Doomcock said that someone, I'll talk about Campy in a minute. One of the Bobs yelled at Kathy and told her to get her shit together. She was gone. Yelled at her. I don't think Bob Chapek yells. He might. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out more about this guy. But I do know Bob Iger does. And Bob Iger has put his head on the chopping block for her. If anybody had the right to scream at her, it's him. So I think the Bob that yelled at her was him. Bob Iger. Okay? Because she has done everything to hurt his legacy. Everything in her power. And she's so stupid she probably didn't know it. Okay? Because ultimately, he's the boss. And he still is in his position at what is chairman of the board. It's a different name, but it's still chairman of the board. CEO is a different. You got chairman of the board and you've got chief executive officer. They're two different positions. Okay, let's talk about John Campea. I don't watch him, but if you're a guy who's made money and a name for yourself, sucking up to people like Ryan Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, other SJWs out there, and you're saying what's going on. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Oh, Hilton. Oh my God. There's a place called Skillets, on Hilton Head. If she's still open, and hopefully she is, I think she is. It is a great place to eat. You tell the owner that Rudy Janasek and his wife say hello. Go there and eat. They've got great breakfasts, great dinners, and it's good food. So go to Skillets. I haven't been there in a long time, since last year, I think. So yeah, go to Skillets. It's a great place. But back to Campea. You're gonna see a lot of these shills kind of wandering in the wilderness. Okay, let's talk about Star Wars Explained. Molly Damon and her bitch, Alex. Okay, great. Awesome, Mexican Iron Man. Molly Damon and her bitch, Alex. Attacking the quartering and Star Wars theory. Alex bitching and bitching and bitching. The fact that they were beyond upset when Luke showed up at the end of Mandalorian. Why? But then I thought, you know what? Molly hates men. She's an avowed bisexual. Why? Which is, makes me wonder if Alex isn't a crossdresser. Well, he sure as hell acts like a bitchy little female. Yeah, I am doing this. I don't care. I'm done. I'm so done. Why wouldn't they be pissed? They have spent years propping up Disney's garbage. Okay? Years. Why wouldn't they? It's very interesting to me watching all this, but a lot of these shill channels, and Star Wars Theory is not a shill anymore. After everything that's happened with Pablo, he no longer will hold back, I think, which is a good thing. He needs to be able to say what he's going to say and not feel threatened or bullied for going against the almighty, Kathleen Kennedy's, scum network. But a lot of these shill channels are going to have a hard time. Steele Saunders, Jason Ward. What are they going to do? How can you sit there and say you love Star Wars and then see the end of Mando season 2? But where is that? Okay, there's nothing there that says any of these people love Star Wars. Okay, they love the recognition. They only love the recognition. They only love the perks. They only love the money that comes from, all the subscribers they have. And of course, Jason Ward, he loves the fact that he can chat up little girls. Or that's it. All these people are going to be very sad because they sold out. Okay, they lost their objectivity. How can you be upset at Luke Skywalker showing up in Mando? But Alex and Molly they were spitting mad. And of course, the High Republic is a joke, but again, they spent so much time propping up bullshit, and that's why they're mad. and other channels like this one, Midnight's Edge, which is growing, Star Wars Theory. You know, I'm not objective. I just hate everything that pretty much the story group has done. You know, when I see people on Twitter, because I can go on Twitter and look, talking to Pablo about Solo, a Star Wars story, and my cringe just, you know, but it's over. I haven't looked, and I'm not going to. I pretty much, if I go over to Star Wars Explained, it's purposely to mock Alex. It is. I can't stand him. Well, you know, when you turn yourself into a flaming political hack and you don't understand and you attack people who don't like what's going on and call them ists and phobes and blah blah blah, you're gonna lose people. And when the event inevitable, hey John, when the inevitable, you know, change comes, because again, Mexican Iron Man will agree with me, this is all about money. This is all about the money. And Disney is in a very bad place right now. They're not going to go bankrupt, but they may have to start selling things to make ends meet. Okay? Buying 20th Century Fox was something that they shouldn't have done. They didn't need it. Well, they don't. They don't need the story group, and I honestly think whoever comes in, like what I think may happen is Favreau may end up being creative director, but as far as who comes in, it's most likely going to be someone who does money and can produce and stays away from the creative process. But again, Chapek said they're going to a distribution model, which means we, you and me, are number one, and we should be. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, Mexican Iron Man. I didn't start looking at Disney stocks and digging into their financials until like last year. And when the stock was down at like $79, I was like, and then it started going up, and then you started seeing them take out loans. And my first assumption, without even looking, was that they're buying their stock back to keep the price inflated. And they are so in debt. I estimate after last year's fiasco, and really as long as they can keep up with the principal, you know, I guess it's fine. I just don't like debt. You know, my car's paid, my SUV is paid for. The only car payment we have is my husband's Jeep. This house, my husband has taken 5 years off the principal of this house. Okay, we're thinking about streamlining the loan again before, you know, the rates start going up, because we want to do the basement. This is all just very, you know, but when I was looking at it, I was like, I can't understand what they're doing. And now that I look at it from 2012 to now. This should have been, this should have been, anybody with foresight could have seen what this was. I don't know how Iger thought he was running Disney. I really don't. But there were some things going on, buying Fox, and all the rest of that stuff that wasn't going to work out. Not even a little bit. I don't know anything about the SEC. I haven't heard about it in a while. I'm sure it's still going on. But I'm going to tell you something. This Warner Brothers merger might be good for the fans, but the Trump administration wasn't going to let him do it. Wasn't going to let him do it. And that was one of the rumors that previous administration was like, But I also think that Mexican Iron Man's right. It's like, what I did was I called up our guy, and we're actually doing fairly decently as far as our portfolio looks. But we got a really smart guy. I talked to him about it, and he's like, they're in a really bad place. He said they're obviously buying their stock back, inflating the price. They're trying to hide what's really going on. And I'm like, they're gonna have to start selling stuff off. And he's like, yeah, they are. And I can see Chapek. There was a rumor out there that Chapek was looking to sell Lucasfilm. All right. And there was a rumor a year or so ago, 2018, that Universal Paramount went to Iger with a proposal to buy Lucasfilm, and Iger said no. And it was $5 billion. Look, here's the deal. I've said this before, I'll say this again. Scott Mendelson at Forbes, and all the shills can scream and shout that Lucasfilm has made its money back. Net box office. Okay, no, they haven't. Gross box office, it looks like that, but when you take away, let's go through this, people. Movie Finances 101. How much did it cost to make the movie? Take that off. How much it cost to market the movie? Take that off. What do the theaters take? And it varies. Here in the United States, I think it's 35%. Overseas, between 40 and 60, depending on what country. You didn't make $1 billion. Okay, Tross crawled over the line at just at $1 billion. I have been in contact with someone that actually has connections to the film studio. And they told me that they built the Son of Mortis's throne room and had to tear it all down. That the waste on Solo was profound. Okay, that movie went from being a $225 million budget to like 350. I mean, they literally, I'm going to say this. Ron Howard came in and refilmed the entire thing. They say 80% of it. No, I'd say that he probably went in and refilmed everything. Okay. What? And that's Kennedy's fault. Because first off, why would you hire Lord and Miller to make a Star Wars movie? What the fuck? Okay, I would have hired Ridley Scott, or Robert Rodriguez to do that movie. I think the rumor was Ron Howard refilmed 80% of the movie. I'm saying he filmed the whole fucking thing. But let's go back to Tross. I'm going to say this after what I heard from the people in Britain. They spent $500 million making that movie. They said they reshot 40% of the film. It was probably the most expensive 40% of the film. I couldn't believe some of the things I heard. I mean, we were going to have the son of Mortis, which would have been the perfect bad guy. Matt Smith was going to play him. I mean, now that's out there now. And Kennedy saw she didn't get her Raylo shit. She literally crapped her pants over it. And there was a rumor going on that George Lucas was heavily involved in filming. I'm gonna tell you guys this. Come here. Why didn't he show up to the Rise of Skywalker premiere? I know why. Because he helped JJ with filming the movie. Kennedy saw what they did and didn't like it because it was too Lucas era. Got pissed off. Okay. Why did Steven Spielberg walk away from Indiana Jones, directing Indiana Jones? I know why. What's a rule you don't? What's a rule? I've said this in Midnight's Edge chat. You never get in between two guys who are best friends. What did Kennedy do? She fucked over Steven Spielberg's best friend. Steven Spielberg had spent years propping her up and vouching for her. That's how that went. And I know that's how that went. It had everything to do with what happened with Lucas. Lucas didn't show up to the Rise of Skywalker premiere. He was always there. And what I find funny is Harrison Ford did. But probably just to show, I don't know. I mean, there was a story out there, and I believe it, Larry Kasdan said that Ford was really not happy with his decision in the end about leaving Star Wars. It's like, really? Really? I mean, and this is Larry Kasdan, who couldn't wait to kill off Han Solo because Han Solo is his favorite character. All right, let's all kind of digest that one for a minute. Anyway, but ultimately, Kennedy has left multi-billions of dollars on the table. When you look at how much those movies net, think about how much Disney actually invested in the franchise. 4.3 to buy Lucasfilm. Then billions to build Galaxy's Edge and Disney World and Disneyland. And then, and I'm going to say this, I was told this under the rug, that when they built the one in Disneyland, there were California building codes that were violated. They had to tear down everything and rebuild it. I'm going to estimate there's at least $7 billion invested in Star Wars, and they might have $2 billion in the coffers. Okay, they should have $10 billion. They should have, and it's like, who am I to talk about this? I'm just hanging out, doing my thing, doing whatever, but with the changes coming, yeah, Mexican Iron Man, that's exactly true. You don't do that. And, Spielberg and Lucas were friends from the 60s. They used to follow Francis Ford Coppola around, and John Milius was part of this group. He was like the big best friend. They used to follow Francis Ford Coppola around the Warner Brothers lot like a mother, ducklings following a mother hen. One of the really cool parts in The Godfather, the newspaper montage, George Lucas filmed that. He made that for that movie. It's very sad what Kennedy's been able to do. Yeah, they were. They were, all three of them were. I mean, John Milius was in that group. And I know Amanda Milius, she's a Facebook friend of mine. She is a really cool chick. She's really cool. You know, but there's, Kennedy shows up after Close Encounters and ingratiates herself with everybody. And suddenly, she needs to be propped up here. Spielberg, puts her as a producer because she's not a good, secretary. Why are we shocked? That she would end up, waving the flag of victimhood, probably thinking they never listen to me. Well, because you suck. You suck, Kathy. You suck. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. And y'all have a good day. If anything goes on, I'll probably be back. I'm gonna hang out with the dog a little bit, then go see the horse and get a good workout in. So I will see y'all later. See you on the galaxy. Behave, be good. If you talk to those women, tell them to stop it. Just tell them to fucking quit it. I'm sick of hearing about it. And I'm sticking up for my peeps. Okay? This is bad for everybody. And it needs to stop. We're not in high school anymore. Anyway, see you around the galaxy, guys.